multiple regression. To avoid the time in calculation, let us take example illustration only, so we are able to reduce our time of calculation and we get better idea about the remaining part of this topic. See illustration 1. The monthly entertainment expenditure of a family depends upon the total income of family and the number of members in the family. So expenditure on entertainment is depends on income of the family as well as number of members in the family. A sample of 6 families was taken at random and give the following data. See the data. Monthly expenditure on entertainment is given for family 1 to 6. Income is given in terms of, this is in terms of 100 means 2500, 3000, 2500 like that. This is in terms of 1000, that means 10,000. So first family for first family the monthly income is 10,000 and expenditure on entertainment is 2500, and there are 5 members in a family. Second family having income of 12,000 but expenses is 3,000, and there are 6 person in a family. Like that information we have. And now the question is, here question is not written. Now the question is, obtain the regression line of expenditure on entertainment, regression line of expenditure on entertainment on income of the family and number of persons of the family. So you can consider this as x1, this is x2, this is x3. So x1, x2, x3. So x1 is what? Monthly entertainment expenditure. So let x1 is monthly entertainment expenditure of the family, x2 that is monthly income of the family, and x3 is the number of members in the family. Now here we have to find out regression line of, the question should be like this: find the regression line of monthly expenditure on monthly income and the number of members of the family. Means here we have to find out regression line of x1 on x2 and x3. x1 on x2 and x3, that we already discussed in our last lecture, how to obtain regression line. See, this is the regression line of x1. This is the regression line of x1 on x2 and x3. It is a plus b 12.3 x2 plus b 13.2 x3. See, instead of a you can write any another symbol. Here it is written as b0. No problem at all, you can use any of the symbol in place of a. So x1 is a plus b12.3 x2 plus b13.2 x3. So this is our regression line. Now by using least square method we get following normal equations. So these normal equations you have to learn. How to learn this normal equation? See, this is our regression line, x1 on x2 and x3. You can write like this: a plus b x2 plus c. Instead of c you can write once again b, but to differentiate this to b you can write this b is a 1 2. So here 1 2 keeping third constant, and this b is related to 1 and 3, variable 1 and variable 3. So we have to write 1 3 keeping 2 constant, and instead of this a you can use b, but to make differentiate that you can write b0. So this is our regression line. Now by using least square method we get following 3 normal equations. So you have to learn that 3 normal equations. First one, sigma x1 equal to n into b0 plus b12.3 sigma x2 plus b13.2 sigma x3. So this is our first normal equation. By using least square method we get following normal equations. So first take summation of each step. So here taking summation we get this one. Here sigma b0, but sigma b0 is a constant, so we get n times b0. Here b is a constant, so we get only sigma x2, and here b is a constant, so we get sigma x3. Now just multiply this with x2. Multiply both the side by x2 and then take summation. So if we take multiply both the side x2, we get x1 x2, take summation. So sigma x1 x2 equal to, here b0 into x2, but b0 is a constant, so you can write only sigma x2. Here b12.3 is a constant, and sigma here x2 into x2, that is we get sigma x2 square, and here if you multiply it by x2 we get b13.2 sigma x2 x3. This is our second normal equation. And how to obtain third one? So now multiply this with x3, multiply this with x3, so x1 x3, take summation. Then b into x3, but b0 is a constant, so sigma x3, plus b12.3 is a constant, and if you multiply it by x3 we get x2 x3, plus b13.2 is a constant, and if you multiply it by x3 we get x3 square. So this is our third normal equation. So in that way we have to write the normal equations. It is written over here. Now do the calculation. How to do the calculation? So we have x1, data of x1, x2, x3. There are 6 values, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there are 6 values of x1, x2, x3. Okay, now first step, we want total of that. So sigma x1, you can do the total of, you can calculate total of this. So see, we get sigma x1, sigma x2, sigma x3. Then we require x1 into x3, x2. So multiply x1, multiply the corresponding values. So we get once again 6 values. Add this, we get sigma x1, x2. Multiply x1 with x3. And once again we get corresponding values. If you multiply we get 6 values of that, add that one, we get summation of x1 x3. Now we require x2 into x3. Here also we get summation of x2 into x3. Then we require x2 square and x3 square. So x2 square, x3 square means take the square of different values of x2 and add. Here take the different values of x3 and add. So we get sigma x2 square. Here we get sigma x3 square. X1 square is not required, so no need to waste time to calculate x1 square. Okay. Now this calculation you require to do by using the given data. See, we have a that calculation. x1 into x2, x1 into x3, x2 into x3, x2 square and x3 square, and we get all these values. And there are 6 values, so our n is 6. Now substitute all these value 1 2 3, all these sigma x1, sigma x2, sigma x3, all these values in these 3 equations. So what we get, our first equation becomes sigma x1, that means 153 equal to n is 6 b0 plus sigma x2 is what, 72 b 12.3, and then sigma x3, that is what, 24 b 13.2. Then second equation, substitute all values in second equation, third equation. Now once we have these 3 equations, solve that 3 equations. How to solve this 3 equation? By using method of elimination. You know that how to solve that 3 equation. So first eliminate b0. So multiply equation 4 by see here coefficient of b0 is 6 and here it is 72. So if you multiply this by 12 we get 72. So multiply equation 1 by 12 means equation here 1 is 4. So equation 4 by 12 and subtract equation 5 from it. So we get one another equation in form of, here in this case this will cancel and we get one another equation in form of b12.3 and b13.2. Now solve equation 4 and 6 or 5 and 6. So once again let us solve 4 and 6 and see the coefficient of b0. Here it is 6 and here it is 24. So multiply this equation 4 by 4 and subtract equation 6 from it, and once again b0 will cancel and we get one another equation in form of b12.3 and b13.2. So now let us say this is our equation number A and this one is equation B. So once we have equation A and B, solve equation A and B. See once again equation A having coefficient of b12.3 is 22 and here it is 8, and equation B it is 8 and 18. So just multiply equation A by 4 and B by 11, so you will get same coefficient of b12.3 and subtract, so this will cancel and we get value of b13.2. Once we get b13.2, put that in either equation A or in equation B, we get one another answer of b12.3. Now we have b13.2 and b12.3. Put that in equation 1, 2, 3 or equation 4, 5, 6 and you will get value of b0. And once we get b0, we are able to write our equation regression line of x1 on x2 and x3, and that is the procedure. So it is not difficult but definitely time consuming because we require to do a lot of calculation here. See this type of calculations we require. Now if you have any question up to this, you can ask your doubt. If you have any question up to this, if you have any question, you can ask your doubt. Okay, now see illustration 2 that we already done in our last lecture. In our last lecture we done this type of questions in which we have a information of x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar, s1, s2, s3, r12, r13 and r23, and we have to obtain the regression line of x1 on x2 and x3. See the difference. If we have a values of x1, x2 and x3 instead of this type of information, if we have values of x1, x2 and x3, then we have to use this method that we already discussed today. This method, you have to form the equations and you have to solve the equations when we have a value of x1, x2 and x3. But for this next question, already we have a mean of all three variables, standard deviations of all three variables, and correlations among the variables. So R12 is given, R13 is given, R23 is given, and now you have to obtain the regression line of x1 on x2 and x3. So obviously our regression line should be like this only: x1 equal to a plus b12.3, x2 plus b13.2, x3. Now in this first step, here you have to find out a or you can write b0, no problem, b12.3, b13.2. But for that, what you are required to do? Simply you have to use the formula. Just use the formula, you will get the answer. So this is the formula of B12.3, sigma 1 upon sigma 2, or you can write S1 upon S2, R12 minus R13, R23 upon 1 minus R23 square. Everything is given. Substitute, you will get the value of B12.3. Similarly, you can find out B13.2 by using the formula. This is the formula. This we already discussed in our last lecture, and you will get the value of B13.2. And once we get B12.3 and B13.2, find out A by using this formula: x1 bar minus B12.3, x2 bar minus B13.2, x3 bar, and substitute all values. Here x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar, all these values are given available in the question, so you will get the value of A. Either you can write A or B0, it's same thing. So we get the value of A, B0, A means B0 or B12.3 and B13.2, and then we get the regression line of x2 on x3 and x2 and x3. Once we have this regression line for the given value of x2 and x3, if we substitute that value, we get the value of x1. So the same thing is given here. Estimate the value of x1 for x2 is 8 and x3 is 66. So just substitute that value in the equation, we get the answer. So that is the way to find out the answer that we already discussed. It's like a revision only. Now the most important and the last question of this topic, which is lengthy as well, but it is most important question. Illustration 3. It's cover most of everything of this topic. See the question. The blood pressure of person depends upon the age of person and the weight of the person. So blood pressure is depends on two things here. It is given the age and the weight of the person. And we have a data for 7 persons. So blood pressure is here. Instead of x1, x2, x3, the variables are y, x1 and x2. So blood pressure for first person is 162 and his age is 70 years and weight in pound is given 215, not in kg, in pound. It's like pound means half, almost nearly half kg. So for second person, blood pressure is this, age is this, and his weight is given. For sixth person, this data we have. Now the question is, obtain the regression equation of y on x1 and x2. So instead of x1, x2, x3 variable, now three variables are like y on x1 and x2. Y, x1 and x2. These are three variables. Okay. Then see the third question. Estimate the blood pressure of a person if the age of the person is 82 and his weight is 130. So we have to find out the estimated value of blood pressure for a person having age 82 and this. So let us do these two questions first of all, that we already discussed in our illustration 1. But here the way of presentation is slight different. Here instead of regression line of x1 on x2 and x3, you have to use the symbol y, x1 and x2. So how to write this one? Regression line of y on x1 and x2. Here y is a blood pressure, x is the age of the person, x1 is age of the person and x2 is the weight of the person. Okay, so you have to write like this: y equal to a plus b x1 plus b x2. Now instead of b you can use c, or instead of this a b c you can use any another symbol, no problem. So see, the symbol is same here, B0, B1 2.3 and B1 3.2. But don't be misguided. This B1 2.3 is nothing but the relation between Y and X1 keeping X2 constant. And B1 3.2, that is the relation between regression coefficient between Y and X2 keeping X1 constant. So if you get confused in that, you can use ABC symbol, no problem at all, even in exam. It's better to use this symbol instead of a B0. Instead of B this, you can write 1 2.3 x1 and here you can write B1 3.2 x2. But instead of this, in exam if you write this, even though it's okay. Now how to obtain normal equation? By using least square method. By using least square method we get following equation: sigma y equal to NA plus B sigma x1 plus B sigma x2. Now multiply this equation by x1, multiply both the side by x1. So we get x1y, take summation, equal to A sigma x1, B sigma x1 square, C sigma x1 and x2. Then multiply this by x2. So we get sigma x2 into y equal to A sigma x2 plus B sigma x1 x2 plus C sigma x2 square. Now what you require to calculate? So here y is given, x1 is given and x2 is given. Y is what? Blood pressure for 7%. This is weight, this is age and weight. Okay, so what we require? Sigma y. So add this, we get sigma y, this value. Now this value, sigma x1. So add this value, you will get sigma x1, sigma x2. So from this we get equation 1. From these three numbers we get equation 1. So see the sigma y. Sigma y is 1044. Sigma x1 is 441 and sigma x2 is 1371. So we get first equation 1044 equal to, there are 7 values. So you can write 7 times a, or you can write b0. So 7b0 plus 441 into, you can write b, or you can write B12.3 and 1370 B13.2. So by using these three numbers, we get first equation. Now we require x1 into y. So multiply these two corresponding elements numbers. Then we require sigma x1, that is already available, sigma x1, this value. Then x1 square, so calculate x1 square, take the square of each values of this and add. And we require x1 into x2, so multiply this two, so we get x1 into x2. So by using this 3 you will get equation 2. So that is our equation 2, that is sigma x1y, sigma x1y. So x1y is 66652 equal to a into sigma x1. Sigma x1 is 441 into a, or you can write another symbol b0, plus what is it, b into sigma x1 square. So x1 square, these are the values of x1 square, and that total is 2228373, b12.3, or you can write another symbol b. And then we require x1 into x2. So see the x1 into x2 column and add this 87832. So we get second equation. So we get first equation, second equation. Now to obtain third equation, we require x2 into y. See, x2 is this and then y. So find out x2 into y. Then we require sigma x2, and that is available here, sigma x2. So no need to calculate anything else. Sigma x1 x2, that is also available, sigma x1 x2. So no need for this one. And x2 square, and x2 square is not there. So let us calculate x2 square. This is x2. So take square of each term and add. And by using this, we are able to find out this third equation. And once we have equation 1, 2, 3, here it is 4, 5 and 6. You can write 4, 5, 6 because your 1, 2, 3 is this one in terms of symbol. Now this in terms of numbers. So we have three equations. Solve that three equations. So solve equation 4 and 5, we get one equation. Solve equation 4 and 6, we get another equation. Solve these two equation, we get the value of this B12.3 and B13.2, and put that values in equation 4 or 5 or 6, in any of that we get value of b0. And once we have b0, b12.3 and b13.2, we get this regression line of y on x1 and x2. So that is the calculation, that is the repetition only of illustration 1. Now see question number 2. First of all, explain the significance of partial regression coefficient. Partial regression coefficient, that is nothing but b0, b12.3 and b13.2. So you have to find out, you have to write the meaning of b0, b12.3, b13.2. So b0 is 8.18, 8.15. So that is nothing but intercept. That is also we discussed in our last lecture. A is a intercept. This A is known as intercept. Sorry. See in regression line, this, okay. In regression line y equal to a plus bx, this a is the intercept. Similarly, for regression line y on x1 and x2, a is the intercept. So a is the intercept, that means the constant, that is intercept. So here the constant is b0. Instead of a, you can use the symbol b0. So 8.15, that is the intercept. That is a constant number. That means what? Even x1 and x2 are 0, the value of y equal to b0. If you put x1 and x2 0 here, if you put x1 0, x2 0, we get the value of y. That is why it is known as intercept. B12.3 is what? 0.56. This 0.56 indicate the change in the value of first variable with the unit change in the second variable, keeping third variable constant. So here first variable is y. So it indicates probable change in y. For the unit change in first variable is y, second variable is x1 here. So we can say that it's change in the value of y for the unit change in the value of x1, keeping x2 constant. And this is change in the value of y if for the unit change in the value of x2, keeping x1 constant. Now the third one, estimate the value of blood pressure, that means y, for x2 is 82 and x3 is 130. So put x2 82 and x3 130 in the equation, this equation, and you will get the value of y. That is known as what? Estimated value of y. So it is denoted by y cap. That is the estimated value of y. So 124. So if a person having age 82 and weight 130, then the estimated value of blood pressure is 124. That is the answer. Now the third next are new part, and you have to learn all these three. See all this. Fourth one, calculate total variation, explain variation, and unexplained variation. Now how to obtain this total variation? So there is one simple formula for total variation. Total variation, which is denoted by SST, sum of square of total. It is one of the terminology of analysis of variance, ANOVA. You know that what is ANOVA, analysis of variance. In that you require this SST. It is known as total sum of square, or here it is known as total variation. How to obtain total variation? This is the formula: sigma y minus y bar the whole square, y minus y bar the whole square. So here our independent variable is, dependent variable is y. So take the total of y and divide by number of observations. So we get y bar, that is 149.14. Roughly, for simplicity, you can write 149, round off 149. Now subtract 149 from each of this value, take its square and add. So 162 minus 149 and take its square. So 162 minus 149 is 13. 13 square is 169. 154 minus 149, that is what? 5. 5 square is 25. Similarly, you can calculate this value and add. We get SST over. It's very simple. Now explain variation, which is denoted by SSR, which is also known as sum of square of rows. In ANOVA, we have sum of square of columns, sum of square of rows, sum of square of error, then sum of square of total, means total sum of square, or you can write SST. So that is the terminology of analysis of variance. You know it very well, so we are not wasting our time to discuss that in detail. But here the formula is slight change compared to analysis of variance. Explain variation, SSR. How to calculate SSR? Sum of square of, you can say that here regression, R stand for. Actually it is for row, but you can consider as regression. Okay, what is the formula? Y cap minus y bar. Instead of y, you have to use y cap here. Now the question is how to find out y cap. So use the regression line. This is our regression line. Substitute value of x1 and x2. x1 is this, x2 is this. So put here x1 is 70 and x2 is 215 and find out the value of y, that is y cap. That is what 163 roughly, round off. Similarly, put this value, second value 60 and 196, you will get another value of y cap. So now we have a value of y cap for different values of x1 and x2 of the given data. This is given data. So we get the value of y cap. Now y cap minus y bar. Y bar is what? 149. So see, 163 minus 149, that is 14. 14 square is 196. So we get here 196. Then 147 minus 149, that is minus 2. Minus 2 square is 4. In that way, calculate this. We and add, we get SSR, that is explain variation here. And the difference of these two, you know that SST minus SSR, that is nothing but SSE. It is nothing but sum of square of error, which is here known as unexplained variation. So the difference of that is nothing but unexplained variation. So unexplained variance or variation, SSE, is SST minus SSR. We get 96. So that is the way to calculate explain variation, unexplained variation, and total variation. So total variation, that is sigma y minus y bar the whole square, explain variation sigma y cap minus y bar the whole square, and difference of that two is a explain variation. Now what we have to find out, standard error of estimate. So there is a formula for the standard error of estimate. You are also familiar with this word, standard error. There are different formulas for standard error, but here we have to find out standard error of estimated value. So you have to learn this. The formula is unexplained variation, that is what 96. Unexplained variation divided by degree of freedom. And here the formula of degree of freedom for three variables. Here there are three variables, x1, x2 and x3. So formula for that is n minus 3 for degree of freedom. You know the formula of degree of freedom, it is nothing but n minus k minus 1. Here there are two independent variable x1 and x2, so k is 2, so n minus 2 minus 1, so we get n minus 3. So use this formula and calculate value, you will get standard error of estimate. So what is the formula of standard error of estimate? Unexplained variation divided by degree of freedom and its square root. That is standard error. Now another thing we require to calculate here is coefficient of determination, that is denoted by capital R square, coefficient of determination. The formula for that is SSR upon SST, simple formula. That means explain variation divided by total variation, you will get R square. Explain variation divided by total variation, you will get R square, that is coefficient of determination, that is you have to calculate. And one more thing, adjusted coefficient of determination, adjusted coefficient of determination, you have to learn this formula. Subtract this from 1 minus r square, multiply with n minus 1 upon n minus k minus 1. Here k is 2. So simply formula is always, this becomes a formula for three variable, n minus 1 upon n minus 3 into 1 minus r square, and whatever we get subtracted from 1, it is adjusted value of multiple regression. We are not going to discuss this in detail right now. The reason is it's require a lot of time to discuss how to obtain this formula and what is the interpretation. So interpretation you can do very easily. This r square is 93.54, that is coefficient of determination. So we can say that 90, if you multiply it by 100, we get 93.54. So whatever the changes in the value of y is 93.54 due to x1 and x2 variables, and remaining whatever the remaining 5.46% variation, that is due to some another factors, not age and weight. There are some other factors, and the effect of that other factors on blood pressure is this much, and this two having this much effect on the blood pressure, that is the interpretation. And adjusted, this is a rough answer. If you want more precise answer, then you have to use this formula. In that case, we get the answer is 90.31. 91.31%, that is the actual variation. This is rough variation, this is adjusted, that means actual variation, and to modify the value you require to learn this formula. And the last part of this question is testing of hypothesis for your regression coefficient, whether they are significant or not at 5% level of significance. So for that you have to use the concept of ANOVA. For significance, you have to use the concept of ANOVA. You have to prepare ANOVA table, analysis of variance table. First column, sources of variation due to regression, due to error and total. And here you have to write sum of square. So total sum of square, that is already known. Total sum of square 1486, 1487. See, total sum of square, this is SST 1487. Then SSR, sum of square of regression, that is 1391. It is this for regression 1391, and the difference of this, that is what? SSE. So this is SST, this is SSR, and this is SSE. Degree of freedom, total there are 6 observations, 6 minus 1, sorry, total there are 7 observations, 7 minus 1, we get 6. How many regression coefficient here? There are 2 regression coefficient, B1 and B2, that is B12.3 and B13.2. These are 2 regression coefficient, so you have to write k equal to 2, and the difference of 6 and 2, that is 4. So this is nothing but the remaining part. This, the total of these two should be this one. We know the total and this, so subtract, we get this one. Similarly 6 minus 2, we get 4. Now mean sum of square. How to obtain mean sum of square? That is the formula. SS, mean sum of square divided by degree of freedom. This 1391 divided by 2, you will get 695.5, and this 96 divided by 4, we get 24. And now we have to find out A. We know that the higher figure of these two we have to write in numerator. We have to divide this number, but higher number we have to write in numerator because the value of f is always greater than 1. So this is 695.5 divided by 24, we get this one. This is the value of f calculated value of f. Now degree of freedoms are 2 and 4. For degree of freedom 2 and 4, you have to calculate tabulated value for degree of freedom 2 and 4. You know that how to see that value in table, and in exam it is already given, available in the question only, so no need to worry about this figure. Just you have to use table or take the values from the question. And now you know that because f calculated value is greater than f tabulated, our H naught is rejected, not accepted. That means our null hypothesis is these two variables are 0. That is not true. That means there is a significant regression. So there is a significant difference, or the regression coefficients are significant. That is our conclusion. So this last part requires the knowledge of testing of hypothesis. Chirag Trivedi sir has already done that particular part in different way. Here you require in a different way, that's it. But the conclusion and the methodology remains same. So that is the end of the syllabus of our first semester